Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, April 30th. It's the last day of April. Tomorrow is going to be a brand new month. All right, your family challenge today is to create a favorite pet survey and find out everyone's point of view. Your survey should have at least 4 animal choices, and you should get at least 8 participants, including yourself. Now, you may not have that many people in your family in your home, and so you should call people up today with an adult and call grandma or grandpa. You can call aunties and uncles and maybe even talk to your cousins, okay? And find out their favorite pet. First, tell them hi and tell them you miss them and that you can't wait to play, and then find out what their point of view is on their favorite pet. Take all that data on scratch paper, and then when you have all that data, you're going to create a bar graph, remember? Okay, so bar graphs need to have a y-axis, which is the numbers, and also an x-axis, which is the categories. And so your survey only needs to have 4 animal choices, but this example has 6. And so it's up to you, and you can print this out or you can make your own, okay? Remember that you're going to collect the data and you're going to represent the data using bar graphs. So you're going to fill in bars for how many votes each category got, okay? So have fun. Talk to some family members on the phone today. Your ELA assignment is to read a text called "What Pet Should I Get?" And it's an A to Z text, and you're going to read it on your screen, or you can print it out if you want to. But I like this story because it talks about all different types of pets, and it talks about the pros, which are the positive things about that pet, and some of the challenges or the cons, okay? The cons are things that are the negative parts about that pet. And so you're going to read up about all different kinds of pets, and each pet lists the pros and cons about them, okay? And so reading this text will help you decide what pet you should get, okay? And not that you're going to get one, but it is important to do this because tomorrow you're going to be starting and writing opinion, okay? After you read that text, you're going to click on the link to get to this worksheet. And you don't have to print this. You can make a list 1 through 5, and number 6 is optional, so you don't have to do it. But numbers 1 through 5, and go ahead and write down your answers on a paper or use your Class Dojo post, okay? So print it or make your own, okay? Next, you are going to open up this next worksheet, and it's about adjectives. It's practicing using adjectives to describe different pets, okay? Now, adjectives are describing words, and I have a chart here, and these are all really great ways for some adjectives and different ways to say it. So instead of little, you can say petite, tiny, mini, microscopic, skimpy, okay? Instead of big, you can say huge, gigantic, enormous, massive, colossal. So these are juicy adjectives. They are better at describing things than just big or little or small, okay? So try to use some juicy adjectives when you are filling out this worksheet to describe the different pets on this paper. Okay, next in writing, you are going to publish today. So I linked published paper if you need it, or you can just use clean paper and just rewrite everything with all the revisions that you made yesterday. Okay, I also linked today, since today is PE Thursday, I linked a story, and it's perfect for this week's theme. It's called "It's Raining Cats and Dogs." And so you can click that Go Noodle link and you can dance to a really super cool song. Okay, in math today, you do have an assignment, and I'm going to talk just a little bit about it. Your math assignment is to do page 124. I know it skipped numbers. It's okay. 124 and 125. It is the very next page, but it just jumped numbers, okay? So the problem that I want to spend a minute or two talking about is the word problem. That is on the very first page, 124. And look, it's about pets, so this is perfect. Okay, so the word problem I copied up there. Okay, it says Holly has 368 pet pal cards. Dora has 243 cards. How many more cards does Holly have than Dora. Okay, so this is one of those problems that we talked a lot about before spring break. Okay, it's a how many more. Okay, so I want you to first, with a pencil, I want you to underline how many more, because that's an important keyword and it's going to help us to understand what to do, okay, in this problem. Now, who has more cards? Okay, Holly has 368 and Dora has 243. So which of these girls has more cards? Holly has more. So we're trying to find out how many more cards does she have than Dora. So one way to understand what this word problem is asking us to do is it asking us to add or subtract. One way to help us to visualize this is by turning this into a representation bar graph, a bar model, I mean. Okay, so here I'm going to represent a bar model. And this is going to represent Holly's amount of cards. And you can even pretend that they're stacked up on top of each other, okay? 368 of them. 368. And so one way, I guess a better way, is to draw a bracket and say that this is 368. So this bar graph represents 368 cards all stacked on top of each other. Okay, it's making a stack. Okay, so that's just for you to visualize. And then we have Dora's amount. And Dora has, Dora has about this much. And this represents her 243 Pet Pal cards, all stacked up on top, okay? So from here to here is 243, and this bar model represents 368. Now, how many more does Holly have? We can obviously see that Holly, H for Holly, D for Dora, Holly has more, right? And Dora has less. But the question is asking how much more does Holly have? Remember, this sounds kind of funny, but it's important. Okay, same. Okay, right here is where they're different. So now Holly has this much more. See how much bigger her bar is? Now we have to find out how much that is. And so what is a way to find that out? Well, if you take 368 and you minus the amount that Dora has, you will find out the unknown amount. Okay, and so that's why you have to subtract today. So you are going to subtract 360